Hey team, it's day 77, 13 days to go. Keep pushing. I know you guys are gonna do this. I hope you've been doing well. Wanting to get into the 6 goals, but first of all, I wanna point out my shirt that I have on, which is pretty snappy, provided to me by princeapparel.com. I'll put the URL on the board here, but the slogan that they use is stupid words on pretty shirts. I think it's awesome. I think it's catchy. I know the guy that runs the shop. His name is Michael, and he's a pretty cool dude. But he's letting me wear this shirt. I really like it. It just talks about can't handle it all and then under pressure, which is how I feel a lot and daily. And I think a lot of us feel that way, especially when it comes to worrying about, our calories, our weight, our health, along with, supporting your families and then things you have to do around the house and, side gigs you're starting and everything going on in your life. I just thought it was a fitting shirt. So, the address it's Prince Apparel, but it's a 1, NCE. And then I'll put the slogan up here, stupid words. And they have everything from shirts, hats, shoes, sweatshirts, really neat stuff. So go check it out. I think you will be happy with that. And like I said, I know the guy that does all the designs, super artistic, and he's my son, Michael. So anyway, he was nice enough to give me the shirt, so awesome. Day 77, 215.6, I was up 0.8 pounds today, but because, the red day for calories. If you know what Fridays mean during Lent and you have to eat fish, you know what I'm talking about here. And yesterday, we haven't been into a lot of Fridays. I think I had a pack of like shrimp scampi the first Friday, and then salmon I went out to eat the other Friday. But the biggest thing is I had these fish fillets. They're breaded and they were good, but when I was looking on the package, what I thought was the calories for 2 of them, I went to scan it with my phone after I was done eating, and I had them for 2 different meals yesterday, and I knew how many I was gonna eat for each meal. I actually planned it out what I thought was super awesome. And so when I scanned it, I had to take a second look, and the calories that were there for the serving was not for 2, it was for 1. So I basically doubled up on calories. Lo and behold, there I go. And it's like, man, I didn't even know I was going over my calories very well. And I did, eat a couple other things as well, but dude, that put me way over. But that'll happen. I think I'll be okay tomorrow. I think I'll be under that 215, hopefully that back down into 214s. I think it's just water retention. I did some heavy legs yesterday with my oldest son. You always get a little bit of water retention there. I'm a little sore, but that's awesome. I love that feeling. But 138 ounces of water, 7.5 hours of sleep. So I got my sleep, and I did get my protein, but most of these calories came from that fat and the carbs. So shoot, you know what I mean? But anyway, I'll get over it. It'll be fine. So the question that came in was, what mix of fats, carbs, protein should I be using? Now, I've talked about when we first started this out, calories, if you have a lot of weight to lose or a decent amount of weight, just get into your calorie range. As a matter of fact, I think I said, or this is what I recommend if I haven't said it yet, you start for that first week and don't even worry about the weight loss right away. Worry about just getting used to the tracker and tracking what you eat. You'll start to see some patterns. But get into that range if you have a lot of weight to use. I would say for the first 90 days, follow kind of what we're doing here. Get into the range. Make sure you get your water and make sure you get your sleep. Half your weight in water for sure I recommend, in 7 to 8 hours of sleep for sure I recommend. All of these things are going to take a little bit of time to work into. But what mix should I start with? Well, this is, I'll say me, and this is kind of somebody, I would say somebody that likes to lift for their activity. I did 1 gram per pound of protein. I did, after that, I did 70 grams fat, and then 150 grams carb. And that was for a total of 2,060, I think it was like 2,058 calories. So I would just say there's a couple ways you can do this. You can say, well, I don't really, Richard, I remember your doctor only said half a gram per pound for protein, or I know I like to eat a little bit of fats, but I would say the two ways that I would do it is say, do you want to retain a lot of muscle, or are you not really worried about muscle, you're more worried about fat and energy, and you want to ramp up your cardio so you can lose weight a little faster? I would just say, this to me, I would say this would be high protein, and this is, and I would say lower carb, and this is, you know, I'll just say average fat. This, and so we could do a high carb, average protein, and then you can go average fat. That's one of the two ways that I would start with. So instead of doing the 1 gram of protein, 1 gram per pound of protein, you could do 1 gram per pound of carbohydrate. And then you could go, if you want to, for the average fat, you could do kind of the similar thing that I did, 70 grams fat. And you could do, then this would be, you know, 150 grams of protein. And that's for a bigger person, but you can do it, just reverse it out, fit your carbs. I would say keep your fats between 60 and 70. And there you go. There's 2 ways you can start. Boom, done. Because you know what? There's not a cookie cutter way. You got to pick a place to start. Don't make it complicated. Pick a place to start and go. If you truly want to go with the macro route and hit your macros, you know, right away, fine. 2 ways you can start. Boys, girls, if you want the blue, pink, I don't care. It's to me, you'll find out quickly how you feel. You'll find out quickly what you like. You'll find out quickly if you even want to get the foods that go along with this, because you're going to want to go with nutrient-dense foods, which we've went over time and time again. So that is my recommendation. Pick one, start with it. Done. It's that easy. Go through it and see how you feel. I would recommend first, though, focusing on getting into the range, but that water and sleep, if you nail that water and sleep, as long as you stay in that calorie range right away when you're losing the weight, I think you'll still be okay while you figure out what you try and eat. But if you really want to go, there's your 2 ways. So anyway, don't forget about Prince Apparel. It's a 1 right there for princeapparel.com. Stupid words on pretty shirts. I think that's pretty snappy. I want to thank him, Michael specifically, for letting me wear the shirt and have the shirt during the show. Kind of like it. If you have any other questions, leave them in the comments. Let me know. Keep questions like this coming, because when people are starting out, there are questions like that. And I just want to say, don't try to get too fine. You get into analysis paralysis, and then you'll end up stressing yourself out, raising the cortisol levels, not being able to sleep, and then hell, we've just completely went against what we're trying to do. So don't make it too complicated for yourself. Pick a way, or just stay in a calorie range. The most important thing, get that tracker, start tracking, get that water up, and get that sleep, and I think you'll start feeling better and just noticing you'll be off to a road of long-term healthy living. So, hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and as always, I look forward to talking to you tomorrow. Thanks again.